One of the biggest questions I get on this channel, and including on Instagram and Facebook, I get this question all the time is, my focus isn't good with this lens and this camera body. Should I upgrade the lens or should I upgrade the camera body? And you have to figure out what it is first prior to saying, number one, if you're using X camera body and you want to move up to Y camera body, well, just upgrade anyway. But most likely, it's human error. I would say 90% of the time it's human error. That other 10% is, hey, you just got a bad copy of the lens, or the lens needs to be CLA'd. When a lens is sent into for a CLA, which is clean, lubricate, and adjust, a lot of times this will take care of the problem. Now, me, I had the 35 1.4, and the focus wasn't there, and especially at further distance, it just seemed so off to me. So, I sent it in, and it was Fuji's repair center that took care of it for me. But I got a note back saying, hey, it needs new motors. So I'm like, okay, well, it seemed like the motors seemed fine to me, but if this is what it needs, this is what it needs. So I sent it in, they did the new motors, 2 weeks later, came back to me, $199 later, and it still had a soft focus of the distance. It was a haziness that I hated. But to test the lens and your camera body, set it down on a solid object or put it on a tripod and shoot a static object and shoot it at different distances. Shoot it far, shoot it close, and check the focus. Is it solid? And take several shots, on non-moving objects to make sure that, okay, it's either the lens or it's you. The bodies normally know. If you are concerned about the body, then you do the same test with several lenses. Do the test with a lens is sharp and that works for you. But do the static shooting first, okay? Because these are autofocus lenses, we tend to say, well, screw it, the camera will do the work for me. I don't have to worry about focusing, I'll just rely on the autofocus. And we get sloppy, or we get, speedy and just say, it's gonna work. It doesn't. I don't care if it's the incredible Sony system that has the incredible autofocus, or the Canons, or, autofocus is not perfect. And the more we rely on it to a point where we don't have to think about it is when we start going, oh, wait a second, this is out of focus, because we're getting sloppy. So don't rely so much on autofocus as you think you can, because you can't. I mean, it's not perfect. Even the best systems aren't perfect. There's some that are really great. I used Sony cameras. The autofocus was great, but it was not perfect. Okay, so no matter what, test the lens first. Put it on tripod. If you don't have a tripod, put it on a flat object and focus on something and move that something back and forth so you can say, okay, well, this is dead on. The sharpness is there. Then for a fact it's you. It's easy to blame the body, the lens, and it's so easy to say, well, my focus will be better if I get this lens or that body, or this one's supposed to be quicker, that one's supposed to be quicker. No matter what, if you get a faster focusing lens and a faster focusing body, you may go up from 70% hit rate or 80% hit rate to 85 or 90% hit rate. But you want the best hit rate, pay attention when you're using it. I know it's so much easier just to go click, 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 click and hope for the best. But take your time and focus, even though it's autofocus. No, we can't do this with sports, but you can in a sense, because you pay attention more. You focus more on what you're shooting. It will work for you if you put the time into it. And any lens, even other than, oh crap, I got a bad lens, it's just out of focus no matter what, which this static test will tell you, any lens will shoot sharp photos. Some may be slower, some may be faster, but test it first before you make the determination, should I upgrade my lens or should I upgrade my body? You know, don't determine it off of, you know, I was shooting street the other day, or I was shooting this the other day, and, you know, the hit rate's not good, you know, I just can't get solid in-focus pictures. You know, when you're shooting at f1.4, f1.2, or, you know, even f1.8, you're going to have misses. It's the way it is. If you're not paying attention, you're not taking the time to shoot the photos, you're going to have misses. So that's that out of the way. This other thing you have to look at is it out of focus or is it camera shake? They're very similar, but camera shake will give you the blur in like a line for the way you shook your camera. You know, it's like, and it's very hard to tell the difference sometimes, but you can if you look closely. You know, a camera shake is a blurred line. So you'll be able to see from, you know, if you're shooting a person from the nose back, is anything a little bit sharper or is it really just camera shake? Again, that test with the static, that's going to tell you. So you got to pay attention to your shutter speed, you got to pay attention to your aperture, and you got to pay attention to focus. Even if you have a great autofocus system, pay attention to your focus point. You know, don't take it for granted. You know, hone in, concentrate, and shoot. Don't machine gun it and hope for the best, because that's a clear sign that you're going to have out of focus photos, period. Because there's just no autofocus system that's perfect. Anyway, try this for those of you that are having issues with your focus, or you know, you think it's the lens or you think it's the body, whatever it is, try this first. And if you can get sharp image on that static image, you know, it's you. So next time you go out and shoot, slow down. You know, look through that viewfinder, slow down, and pick your focus points, okay? If you are shooting street, you're, you know, shooting from the hip, make sure your shutter speed's fast enough, okay? Zone focus correctly. That takes practice. It's not just a, oh crap, this is easy. You know, get that middle ground of zone focus and it'll help quite a bit. But test first and then make your decision on what you should upgrade your lens or your camera if you have something bad in the mix. And remember, you have to do several lenses if you think it's the body. But 99% of the time, it's not the body. It's just human error. Anyway, hope this helps. If you have any questions, put them below. I'll be glad to help. Thanks, and have a great day.